Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Turning Your Passion in the Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you may be around this globe. We certainly are enjoying ourselves, being here with you each and every day. So, drop those things in the comment if you are enjoying these shows because we come to impact your life and
Yes.
also to help you set up your plans for 2022. And with
Yes.
that being said, I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach. And I teach you how to maximize your potential. And that's something that we've been talking about and something that we're going to get even more in a deeper dive with you as
Yeah.
the month progresses and, as we go into the new year. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, I teach you how to write your books and
Yeah.
be profitable,
Mm-hmm.
be productive, not
Yeah.
just writing any book that's going to sit there, in the corner, in the boxes in the garage, collecting dust and deteriorating, but a
Yeah.
book that will get your message out to your ideal audience. And I show
Mm-hmm.
you exactly how to do that. And
Yeah.
also how to save time and avoid making those costly mistakes. Because, Tiffany, so many people have made so many costly mistakes and then
Yeah.
they get discouraged. They don't want to, be an author anymore. They just give up on it.
They
But,
quit.
it's something,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it's not fair that you quit on
Dumb.
something that you have thought about. Your message is very important. So go
Very.
ahead, Tiffany, introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here on this morning. Grateful to be able to interact with you as well. I decided that I was going to turn into a whole nother individual on y'all today. So I wanted to switch it up a little bit. Um, so you just never know. You got to get used to my face and what I say versus, what I have on. Okay.
Mhm.
So with that being said, I am Tiffany Rochelle. I am an author, a heart and goal coach. I am the lady that teaches you how to do a detox with your heart. So I help you to rid all the toxins from your heart and to set some goals that are true to you. So I believe what comes out of your heart, your mouth is going to speak what's in your heart. So let's go ahead
Mhm.
and do a good old detox so we can make sure that we're clean. No one wants to be around toxic individuals and people that's
Mhm.
just negative all the time. But they're that way for a reason because they got some stuff that's all going on
Mhm.
inside. So they just kind of need someone to kind of work them through it, kind of massage the little pain away. So that's what I'm here for. So that's what I do. I help you to rid the toxins from your heart. I also am the co-host of this beautiful show here, and I get the opportunity to tell you to drop your comments in the field down there in the chat. Go ahead and like and share this broadcast. If you hear something that strikes you and it's something that's resonating with you, make sure you let us know in the chat. And so we'll be able to expound on that. That's how we interact with you is through the chats. So
Mhm.
make sure that you go ahead and share this broadcast with someone, call somebody and let them know that we're on the air. Liking, sharing is caring. So we would love to see that you care, especially since tis is the season. Show us you care.
This
That's
is
one
the
of the
thing.
greatest you are able to give us. If gifts tangible is nice, but one of the greatest
Mhm.
gifts that you can give an entrepreneur, one of the greatest gifts that you can give someone, especially if you want to consider them a friend or family, is the gift of helping them out, sharing their message, share what they do. And help them out that way. So if you have a following of any kind, it can be of an audience of one as far as something that you're telling someone, or it could be 30 or more. Either way it
Mhm.
goes, sharing what we share, if it's blessing you, it helps us out tremendously. So
Mhm.
I guess I
Mhm.
should say, let's go ahead, start with turning your profit into passion or turning your passion into
It's a
profit.
problem. Yeah, and that's so true, and it's also the time to think about now, we in this holiday season and Tiffany, it's only 3 days till Christmas.
I
Three
know, right?
days till Christmas. Yeah. Can you imagine, how time has slipped away? But we
I'm
want to
serious.
also, encourage our authors, our viewers that, it's okay to invest in yourself. Okay.
It
It's
is.
okay to invest in yourself.
It
You
is.
are that hot commodity. You
Yes, you
are
are.
a person that will, appreciate over time. as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to other things that break down and deteriorate, and eventually you have to throw them away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Always look to expand your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Always look to add value to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Always look to learn something more than what you knew the day before.
True.
You know?
True. Mm-hmm.
Always. And when we're talking about maximizing potential, when we're talking about the deeper dives,
Mm-hmm.
this is what we're talking about. Not staying there in that same place year
Mm-hmm.
in, year out, month in, month out, week in, week out, day
Yeah.
in, day out. Always look to learn something new. And
Yeah.
something I was thinking about, sometimes people criticize different things, different
Yeah.
aspects.
Mm-hmm. It
Okay.
happens.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it happens. And
Mm-hmm.
I came to find out people criticize things that they don't know about. They don't
Ooh.
understand. That's why they
Mm-hmm.
criticize things. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if you don't know something, instead of criticizing it, get to
Mm-hmm.
learn something.
Get to
Know
know it.
something about that.
Yeah.
Especially when we're going into this, new year.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people, and it always come up with technology. I
Yeah. Yeah.
always tell people, follow what you see the big boys are doing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, if
Okay.
they can't follow themselves, if they can't see it naturally, what's happening, with the evolving of the internet, the evolving of technology, the
Okay.
evolving of automation, and all of those other things,
Okay.
follow what the big boys are doing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, because really, when it's out there and everybody else is doing it, it's been gone a long time ago. Okay,
Okay.
but
Okay.
at least give yourself that opportunity to see what the big boys are doing.
See
That will
what they
keep
got going
you,
on.
yeah, that will keep you in a place where you're
Mm-hmm.
not losing traction.
Okay.
And a
Okay.
lot of times where people come against things and they criticize things and they put it out there, they don't understand what's happening.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
we have to
Mm-hmm.
see what's happening, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why we tell our audience, our authors and different ones of that nature, that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be the aspiring authors and everything. If you
Okay.
don't understand things, invest in yourself, okay,
It's
to
a good
bring
thing to
that
do.
knowledge to you where you
Mm-hmm.
understand things instead of criticizing things.
Right. Right. Right.
That's why
Right.
people don't understand things. That's why they criticize things, Tiffany, because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't understand it.
Mhm.
They
If you don't
don't
understand,
fully
ask.
understand it.
It's okay to ask questions if you don't understand.
Mhm.
I believe all that get an understanding.
Get an
And
understanding.
there's never a reason that you should come to a point where if I don't know something about you, I shouldn't
Mhm.
start being super critical and teasing you or
Mhm.
talking bad about you because you don't
Mhm.
understand what the struggle is or you don't
Mhm.
understand I process the way I process. So
Mhm.
it's always a good thing to ask an individual what's going on, or even if it's something for, business wise, you see somebody doing it this way.
Mhm.
Yeah, why do they do it that way? There could be a better way for them to do it, but this may
Mhm.
be the only way that they know how to.
Mhm.
So especially if you're knowledgeable in that particular area, certain areas we may be knowledgeable in.
Mhm.
Um, and you'll go it's okay to give them you should be giving to people
Mhm.
anyway. So it's okay to
Mhm.
give them. You won't have to give away a whole bunch of sessions, but if you see a person and they may be doing something wrong
Yeah.
or maybe not be doing it the best, it's okay to say something. In case in point, I was on LinkedIn a few weeks ago and I had interacted with the individual. He's a chef. And as I was interacting with him, I happened to see because I used to be a host at one of these restaurants out here because I like people. I want to be the first face you see. I want to welcome you and shift your atmosphere. Nevertheless, so there's just certain things you're supposed to do with your gloves when you're a chef. I don't want to see my chef doing this all the time.
Yes.
I don't want to see my chef with his hands in his hair or scratching and doing stuff. You handling my food and you doing all that. There's
Yeah.
reasons why we have nets on and to cover
Mhm.
up that kind of stuff. So nevertheless, it happened to be he took the picture and he had the glove on his hand on his face. And I was like, dude, You're advertising yourself as a chef. You can't advertise yourself as a chef and have
Mhm.
gloves on. And then he explained, that he's also a barber and there's other things that he do. Okay, but you're not
Mhm.
advertising those are the things that you're doing. So you're advertising that you're one thing. So if you're a barber, to a degree, I can halfway see you putting your hand on there because you're showing me your safety and you got a cool cut. So I kind of get it.
Mhm.
But if you're telling me you're a chef and you got gloves on your face, that's just nasty. And that's just not the way that you're supposed to be handling certain things.
Yes.
But I'm not an expert in that field. However, I do know what it was like to work in the kitchen and to work for restaurants. And as far as that goes, that was something that you're just not supposed to do. So I gave you a
Mhm.
little bit of a freebie. Doc, fix your picture. Now, if you choose not
Yes.
to, that's on you. But I just don't like to see people err, and they could do something a little different. Now, again, if that's
Yes.
something you choose to do, that's on you. But I'm not going to make him pay me my consultation fee because I gave him that advice. I'm a helper. I'm not going to
Yes.
criticize him, and I'm not going to sit here and just talk bad about him and do whatever. Let me ask you first. Figure out what's
Yes.
happening. Why did that happen? And he explained it to me. Then okay, I get it. But you need to get this too.
Yeah. Fix it and make it better. Yeah, fix it and make it better. And
Mhm.
those are some of the tips that you know um, that we drop these nuggets
Yeah,
every once in a while. For our audience, so they
yeah.
could get lined up. So,
Hmm.
like I said, they could maximize their potential. They could
Hmm.
get to that place where they need to be, and they'll see
Hmm.
it moving. Swiftly come
Yeah.
2022. I mean, it's been moving in that direction, anyways. It's
Yeah.
still moving. I mean, it's moving
Yes.
now,
Yes.
even now in 2021.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
just to let people know, it's okay to invest in yourself. It's
It
okay,
is.
to know the right way. It's okay on the
Mhm.
other side to drop nuggets. It's okay,
It is
to
okay.
do those things, to
Mhm.
do those
Mhm.
things. But
Okay.
audience, we want to let you know, even though this is our last live show this week.
Yeah.
We'll be back a couple of days next week for a live show. We want to
Mhm.
let you know that we're here for you. Even
Absolutely.
if we're not, on face to face, we're
Mhm.
here for you because there'll be programs that run in this 10 o'clock hour. So
Mhm.
you'll be able to catch
I'm
up
still here.
on, some
Mhm.
of our previous broadcasts and different things of that nature. But we're here for you. If
Uh-huh.
you need to schedule an appointment or something like that, the
Mhm.
calendars are open.
Yeah.
I know mine is. I can't talk to you,
Mine too.
Tiffany.
Oh, me too.
Yours too? Okay. The calendars are open and everything, for whatever you need. Because I
Mhm.
recognize, Tiffany, this is a time where people's mind is, on holiday. And that's
Uh-huh.
okay. You understand?
Mhm.
That's okay,
Mhm.
audience. If
Mhm.
you have a time with your family,
Yeah.
okay, that's
Mhm.
understandable.
It is
Enjoy
very.
your family and your friends, okay?
Mhm. Mhm.
Enjoy your family and your friends. Everything has a time and a place. So we don't want
Absolutely.
to make people feel guilty or anything of that nature, like they
Mhm.
slacking or anything of
Mhm.
that nature. But
Mhm.
we just want to let you know that we're here for you. You might
Yeah.
not see us on camera, but
Mhm.
we here working in the background.
We
Okay,
are.
we here
Absolutely.
working in the background because there's
Mhm.
things that we have to do in order,
Mhm.
to finish up some of the things that we have been doing,
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
goals and plans and different things of that
Mhm.
nature.
Mhm.
But it's an
Mhm.
awesome time, Tiffany. It's an awesome time,
It
for
is
a
awesome.
fresh new beginning. And
Mhm.
we tell our audience that all the time.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, Now, the first talking point we're going to get in is use disadvantages as a tool. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
not with the negative. A lot of times people are faced with negative, okay?
Sure.
How to turn those things into positive and show
Yeah.
people the possibilities.
Mhm.
Negative things, and we're talking about messages here. We're
Sure.
talking about authors with their messages.
Mhm.
And there could be a negative situation going on.
Mhm.
Instead of writing in that message about negative and keeping everything negative, let's use that disadvantage And that's could be an opposition. That could be a challenge for some authors, okay, because they want to continue that. But let's change the narrative.
Change it.
Let's
Yeah.
change the narrative, okay, to enhance. You know, not enhance the negative, but add to that negative and turn it around. Put it this way: turn it around to be a positive.
There's your negative, and we're gonna make it a positive.
Make it a positive, right? Where now people can see, oh, that shift, that change, that transition from that negative aspect into that positive aspect, where now a person could see, oh, okay, well, I could do it this way. You know, oh, it can be done. Now I have hope. Now, you know, I could take pleasure in that. You know, now I could see, you know, because what we've been talking about, we've been talking about the responsibility of an author. We've been talking about the power of an author. We've been talking about, you know, people looking at the author as that influencer. We don't want to have that, you know, that narrative, you know, everything that comes from that author being negative and, you know, this a dead place, a dreaded place. Let's turn it around. Let's shift the narrative, okay? Let's turn it around. And out of that negative situation, out of that negativity that's going on, let's turn it into a positive.
Yeah.
Let the audience begin to see the light at the end of that tunnel.
There is a light.
You know, the how to. Let them be uplifted by that message because they're already in this submerged state. Let them be uplifted by this message. Let this message, you know, be a breath of fresh air. However you want to phrase it, okay? In that message. So use that disadvantage as a tool. You know, that's something else that people have to learn. A lot of these things are tools. Use them as tools. Just like we said with fear. Use fear as a stepping stone to launch you into, you know, another direction or another place in life. Use oppositions and challenges as opportunities. Oh, opportunities. Just like fear. The things that people fear, they're fearing to take that next step. You can't fear that, you know, just like these things, negative thing, everything around you, negative. Okay? Let's shift that. Let's change that.
Shift it.
Do you see the responsibility there? Do
That
you
is
see
a
the
responsibility
that author has? To
Absolutely.
things, to change things.
Mhm,
Okay.
And that'd be a perfect time to start shifting and changing things, as in like now, because some people are celebrating with their families, their friends. Good
He
morning.
told you Pocahontas.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I almost said something, nevertheless. So, but this is a beautiful time for us to start shifting now. It's because some people have family and friends that they're able to be with right about now. But then there are some that don't. There are some that celebrate with family and friends during a specific time. And then, you know, that might be the morning time. Everybody's opening up gifts and they're being around each other. Then later on that day, kids are playing with the games or, you know, certain stuff happening. And then the day ends, you know, it's kind of over with for some people, some households. So as you've spent your time with your family, with your friends, that downtime you have, take it and invest in you and start writing your stuff. Certain things that you're seeing as disadvantages, turn them around and let it work for your good. Like some people may say, oh, I'm a woman and this is a man's world and I can't do that. Turn it around. Do you know how many loans there are out there for women? Do you know how many programs that are out there that's helping women to see their worth? So turn that around. You'll say that I'm not an educated individual. How many schools are out there that you can go apply for, you know, so that you can't say no longer that, oh, I'm not educated. There's too many resources out here for you to say you're not an educated individual. There's too many things out here for us to be able to shift our worldview instead of saying that, oh, I can't. Like you said, take that negative, turn it into a positive so that you understand that that disadvantage that you think it is you could turn it around. So take this time, that you have for some alone time for the ones that
Yes.
aren't in celebration mode. Like, I don't have to go out with friends and family and make a big celebration or whatever. I could be to myself. It's a choice that I can make. I can choose to
Mhm.
hang out with them, or I can choose
Mhm.
alone. But when I'm in that alone time, take that opportunity to invest into me. Find a course that you can enroll in. Like you
Mhm.
see, we're still open and available for the individuals that
Mhm.
actually need help. So, take that moment to invest into you. Grab a course, grab a book.
Mhm.
You can invest into you to become a better individual. So, like, the theme for next year is maximizing your potential. You start seeing the potential in you, and when this upcoming year, which that doesn't have to necessarily be 2022, your upcoming
Mhm.
year, this new mercy you see today, start
Mhm.
yourself so you'll be able to maximize your potential. But no longer say that the disadvantages of, I'm too big, I'm too skinny, I'm not educated, I don't have these things. Don't let that be a disadvantage anymore. Shift your mindset and realize that there are tools to help you out. Even I'm only 5'3", so I can get a little taller when I go put on my good heels. So I'm not going to say that's a disadvantage, but even for some people, it's short. Me being short, which I am, but I can get into the low places that the tall people can't. I can kind of maneuver into certain things. I take those things that some people see as a disadvantage and work it for my good. So
That's right.
use it as your launching pad to know that you can. It's not a disadvantage. That is an advantage. So
Yeah.
you just have to shift your mind. Take the
Yeah.
diss off. Stop dissing yourself.
And that's so true. That is so, so true. Those disadvantages that people look at, it's not really a disadvantage at all.
Mhm.
Opportunities have to shift the way you see things. Good morning,
Mhm.
Jean. How you doing today? Thank you for
Good morning.
joining us. Have to
Yeah,
shift your mindset. And
have to. It's,
that's the thing. That is very, very important.
it's a
you know,
must.
Shifting the mindset. And then also, the next one, don't compromise your values.
Come
Don't
on.
compromise your values. You got to stick to that truth. Don't compromise your values.
Hmm.
Don't,
Please don't.
yeah. A lot of
Please don't.
times, authors, what we were talking about, compromising their value
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
maybe they're in a situation now they're afraid to tell their truth. They're
Yeah.
afraid to allow their brilliance to shine
Hmm. Hmm.
because of
Hmm.
who's surrounding them. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
they're afraid. You have to be unapologetically you.
Please
Okay?
do.
Unapologetically you. You know,
Yeah.
stick to your values. Stick to that place where you are.
Hmm.
Never, tear yourself down in order to fit in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
I see authors doing this. Instead of them putting forth their brilliance, instead of
Hmm.
them, writing from their core, they're
Hmm.
allowing other things that's around them, people and situations and circumstances to, tear them down, tear their
Hmm.
values down, tear their
Hmm.
value down. Values and it says a lot.
It
It
does.
says a
Hmm.
lot.
Hmm.
Values mean so much, so much.
Hmm. Hmm.
People won't realize that,
Yeah.
in the mind.
Hmm.
So now they don't see themselves as worth that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember?
Hmm.
Let me move into this area. When I mean worth that much,
Okay.
they have a book
Hmm.
that's out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's $20.
Hmm.
Okay. I had a
Hmm.
client like this. Had a book
Hmm.
out there. It was $20. It had other things with it. Okay.
Hmm.
Because she did not see that book worth $20. Really, it was much more because there was
Right.
other things with it. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
she was taking down her price.
Wow. She discounted herself.
Yeah, discounted herself. The next
Mm.
thing she was doing, she was giving that book away
Wow.
free.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Not seeing her value, compromising her values
Mhm. Mhm.
because of
Mhm.
who the voices that were around her
Mhm. Yeah.
that affected how she saw herself.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
because somebody's not buying your book
Mhm. Mhm.
doesn't mean that
Mhm.
it's about you. Because a
Yeah.
lot of times it's not about you at all.
Yeah.
They can't
Yeah.
afford it for whatever reason
Mhm.
because of
Mhm.
their mindset.
Right.
But if it's
They're
to go to Disney World, they'll find the money. Okay,
blended.
what's
Right.
important to them?
Mhm.
She was
Mhm.
giving away her book because I think it was a book. It was a note, a book.
Mhm.
It was a workbook, and
Okay.
it was a journal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
she was
And
giving
all
them
that for
away.
$20? Those are $20 a piece. And if it's a workbook, depending upon what the workbook is, that might be worth a little bit more because
Mhm.
workbooks put some value into you to make it's a work. It's a book. You got
Yeah,
to do work. Okay.
yeah.
So there's a change that's supposed to happen once you work out what's in this in here book. Mhm.
Work out what's in. Yeah, and
And so
Jesus said
that's
we
a
must do
sale
your work.
item. You can
Yeah.
sit put all those three on sale for, hey, this is for the holiday time. Here's a package deal that now I can understand she doing it for something to that degree, but it sounds
Mhm.
like she really discounted herself.
She
Uh,
discounted herself big time.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's one thing to put it on there for a temporary time,
yeah.
but I think she just really just kind of forgot who she was, and
She
she forgot
forgot who she was.
who she is, because anytime
Mhm.
when we know within our knowing for real that what
Mhm.
I'm giving you is some valuable stuff, when I realize the worth of my words, you won't discount yourself.
Oh
Sometimes
yeah.
we'll know it's kind of like hearing and listening. They're like two different things. So
Yeah.
sometimes you'll know that I'm good, but once you believe it, let me say it's this knowing and this believing
Yes.
thing. I know that my words are valuable, but when I really believe it, I think that's what happened. She may know she was valuable, but she just really didn't believe that
She did
thing
not
that
believe. Mm-mm.
so this is some value that there's three different valuable items,
Mhm.
and it seems like she compromised on the wrong thing. I
Mhm.
believe compromises are good. It can be some
Mhm.
things you do need to make compromises on. Sometimes, hey,
Mhm.
like, I don't like washing, drying, folding, and putting up the clothes. Listen, I'll wash and dry and fold all day long, but if I got to put them up too, like, come on, let's do a compromise, honey. Okay, let's do something here. Those are fair
Mhm.
compromises. But when it
Mhm.
comes to your value, into your worth,
Mhm.
just that's something you can't, because
Mhm.
compromises are normally an agreement or a settlement that you have
Mhm.
between some parties or some individuals.
Mhm.
But when you're compromising on you, when you're compromising on your work,
Mhm.
when you're compromising on the value that's in you, or you're allowing somebody to diminish or belittle what you're worth,
Mhm.
you need to stay woke. You need to wake up and realize what
Wake
you're
up.
worth,
Yeah.
and not only realize it, but remember it. Because there's
Mhm.
times people realize and the comes on, and you'll get that aha moment, but
Mhm.
then you'll get it, but do you remember it? It's okay for me to get that moment, but I need to remember on a daily basis
Oh
that I'm
yeah.
worth. I need to remember on a daily basis how valuable I am. I need to remember on a
Oh yes.
basis I'm an inspirational individual, that I
Mhm.
add something to your life. There's a daily basis that I have to
Mhm.
work on making sure I am this individual. It's work for real.
It's right.
If you
Yeah.
didn't see things, you have to work on there. If people that were in, well, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
divorced, but in order to make your marriage work, you have to work on it. And when
Mhm.
you stop wanting to work on it, then that's when things happen. And
Mhm.
things are work. It
Oh
takes
yeah.
to do stuff.
Everything is work. Yes.
Don't allow somebody to work on you that it changes who you are.
Yes.
I won't go into that because that's
Yes.
another point later on. But
Yeah,
because
but
I
it's true. That is
you
true.
cannot
You know, the
work.
surrounding, the
Yeah.
voices. You remember I
Mhm.
talked about, surrounding your core,
Yeah.
protecting your core. You know,
Have to.
I may know a lot of people, but everybody, you know, Everybody's not in my head. Everybody's not in my ear.
I can't
You
have you around.
understand?
I might know you, but you can't be around.
No, can't be around, you know.
Mhm.
But
You
you
can't.
know, that's what you have to protect. And when she came to me, you know, I was able to help her to fix that, to put her back on track. Because now we talk about value. And that's a lot of time women, they can't see their value. Just because nobody's buying your products, okay? Maybe it's a reason why you're not using the right words. It's a marketing
Yeah.
thing. You're not working at it, because you know you have to work at some things. Not something, you have to work at all things. Put it that way. Everything you have to work at, you know. And if you come there with that mindset, well, nobody's gonna buy my products. Nobody's gonna do. Yeah, you must know. We must know our work, Gene. That's very important. And you come there with that mindset. Guess what? It will translate over what we've been talking about. That same energy. You know, will de-energize you. And every day, we have to talk to ourselves. Get in the mirror before we get in the presence of others. Get in that mirror and talk to ourselves, okay? Because
that's good.
The mind has to be trained, because the mind could shift. You know, the mind want to do this emotion thing. Okay, the mind have to shift. Sometimes I have to say, Gertrude, get it in line. Okay,
Yeah, get it together.
in line. Okay, get it in line. And then when your mind, then your body wanna follow your mind. Okay, we got to shift from that. Everything comes from the core. Everything comes from the heart. You know, everything.
Everything
So,
does.
you know, she got back on track, and then she was able to sell her stuff because it was a mind discount. And so many authors do that. If their products are not selling, okay, if their products are not selling, they'll discount it, they'll give it away.
Yeah.
Okay, they'll give it away. All that hard work. Okay. And it's a myriad of things that go on. Okay. It's a myriad why your books are sitting there in the corner. Nobody's buying them and stuff like that. It's a myriad of things. Okay. It's things that author has to do, but don't give away. Don't give away things. Okay. There's some things you give away.
Yeah.
You know, I have things I give away.
And not everything.
But not everything. There's things I give away for free. There's a lot of things. You know?
There are certain things that you can do.
Yeah. You can't compromise your value. You can't compromise who you are. That's why you have to know unapologetically who you are.
Who you are.
Because that'll translate over into everything else that you do, especially when you're a business owner.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not just an author. I'm not just a coach. I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
And that's why I like to talk to even business owners. There's a different mindset that you have to have. You know, business don't go on vacation. Businesses don't go on holiday. There's things that you do in your business to keep your business running.
Yeah.
When COVID hit, business still went on for me. I don't know, everybody else was shut down, but you know, me and those who are on, you know, online, okay, businesses still continued for us online.
You have to. Might have took an impact, but you still got to go on.
Yeah, you still got to go. You still got to go on. You know, but business never takes a holiday.
It does not.
So people can't get discouraged with that, because business never takes a holiday. Good morning, Virginia. How you doing? I'm working on this computer, working on that one, because this one seems to freeze up. So while we on this, we're not doing live. I'm gonna see what's happening with this internet and everything. I don't know. It gives me problems.
I still see you. I still see you.
Yeah. Yeah. But if I go in the comments and I try to go over there to the comments and bring it up, so I have to look on to my left to see the comment.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. I can't pull them up on screen right now.
Okay. Understood.
Regina say hi, Tiffany.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, you can't compromise the values, authors. You can't compromise your value. And the next one is, you know, think with clarity. Be
Yeah.
clear on your message.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Be clear. Be crystal clear. We talked
Mm-hmm.
about this yesterday about the understanding, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have to be crystal clear.
You have
You
to.
have to paint that picture so
Mm-hmm.
people understand exactly what you are saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Exactly what you are saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what you have to aim it in a direction. You have to know who you're talking to. You have to know your ideal audience because
Mm-hmm.
each audience has a different language. You
Mm-hmm.
have to
They do.
speak that language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have
You
to
have to.
speak that language.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
You have
take
to.
language of uh, A audience over in B audience because
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be totally,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to understand what you're talking about,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. You need to be clear
Yeah.
whatever it is you're talking about. It's imperative for you to think through some stuff.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
need to make sure you think it out. I always, and sometimes you'll see me do this in the process of me talking here. I'll kind of
Mhm.
look up because
Mhm.
be I don't like to just spew off words. I want to
Mhm.
think through before I say it. So because
Mhm.
these are words that I'll never be able to take back. These are words that's going to be something that's going to make an impact on your life in
Mhm.
some type of way, whether it's going to be negative or it's going to be positive. I choose to think
Mhm.
things through first. But in the process of thinking it out, think it through first before you just do it, because you want to make sure when you think that thought out and then you start to act it out as in
Mhm.
your writing book, it's going to be clear. It's going to be crystal and clear what your message is, what you were trying
Mhm.
to convey, because you took out that moment to make sure what you were conveying was clear. You don't want any
Mhm.
error in it. You want to make
Mhm.
sure that what I am saying is reaching your ears and you're able to comprehend what's going on. You want to make sure that so think it through and make sure that you're clear
Mhm.
in whatever your message is.
And that's true. It's true. Yeah, I was just reading the comments over here. Regina says she loved your hat. She loved your hat. And she also say what? You can't
Thank you.
compromise your value. She
Uh-huh.
simply believe in total transparency. Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
transparency. And let me put it this way.
Mhm.
Transparency, but transparency to a point.
To a
Okay,
degree. Yeah.
to a degree. You can't
Mhm.
be so transparent where you get on that familiarity, because
Mhm.
familiarity, you're setting boundaries, okay? But
Yeah.
when you get people get too familiar with
Mhm.
that, it,
Mhm.
it breaks that boundary.
You start losing respect.
Yeah, you lose that respect. Yeah, and
Mhm.
as an author, there's a certain level of respect that you have to maintain, and with that respect, I'm talking about expertise, where people
Mhm.
will see you as an expert, where people
Mhm.
won't see you as somebody that's just out there, that's a
Mhm.
common individual. And
Mhm.
I'm not saying common like in like a trashy sense. I'm saying
Sure.
common is to a point where, oh, I could have got this information anywhere. You want
Mhm. Mhm.
people to respect your expertise. You want
Mhm.
people to respect you as that expert that you say you
Absolutely.
are.
Absolutely.
So you
Mhm.
can't tell everything.
Mhm.
You
You
can't.
can.
If you have to have a sounding board or
Mhm.
somebody to talk to, that's where your core. That's where the
Mhm.
core people in your life. That everybody has core people in their lives where they could tell everything to.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
and they won't
Mhm.
criticize them, they won't judge them or
Mhm.
anything of that nature. But
Mhm.
everything that happens in our lives, we can't tell that to everybody.
You
We
cannot.
can't tell that to the world.
Mhm.
We have to
Mhm.
use wisdom in those
You do.
areas.
You do.
Mhm.
You got to be very
We
careful
have
how
to
you.
connect with people, but we can't break those boundaries. We can't
Mhm.
allow people to overstep certain things because now you don't have that core, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
And our lives are, we have what friends, we have
Yeah.
acquaintances, but
Mhm.
inside the friend circle, there is
Mhm.
a core. You don't
There
tell
should be.
everybody everything.
Mhm.
You
There
might,
should be.
I'm just gonna throw it out. You might have 6 friends, okay?
Mhm.
But you
Mhm.
might have only 2 that's a core.
Mhm. I'm gonna tell everything to, or they can understand this. If I tell you this
Yeah.
specific issue, you're not gonna judge me on this. You probably try to help me through it, or tell me, hey, that's wrong,
Yeah.
and you can go from there. Absolutely.
And people
Hmm.
that won't repeat things, you know, people that
True.
won't repeat things. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you're absolutely right. Because I need that person. I need to know whatever information I tell you, that needs to go to the grave with you.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you're going to tell something, that's
Mm-hmm.
because you're telling to get me some help for something.
Mm-hmm.
As in, I might be telling you there's something that's detrimental
Mm-hmm.
that's going on to me. Well, what I told you, you probably do need to talk to somebody and get me some
Mm-hmm.
help. But if I'm telling you something personal, that this
Mm-hmm.
is going on between me, that needs to go to the grave with you. And even if we fall out, I need you to still stay loyal and remain a good friend, that you
Mm-hmm.
still keep that to yourself. You don't go out there just because we decided to fall out. You keep
Mm-hmm.
that to yourself. There's a lot of things that I
Mm-hmm.
got within me. There's some friends that I have, and then there's some friends that we're in a rough space right now.
Mm-hmm.
That still doesn't mean that I get a chance to go disclose their business. I still remain true, and I'm still remaining. That was valuable information that they told me.
Mm-hmm.
They trusted me as this individual that I am. So I got to keep that. I just
Yeah.
can't, I can't release it. So,
Can't release it. Yeah. And
yeah.
even when you're telling the story and you're writing the story and stuff, even though you want that to be, connected, even though
Hmm.
you want that to be authentic, there's still
Hmm.
something that you don't tell
You
because
just
people won't understand it. They will
can't. Hmm.
not understand it.
They
Okay.
won't.
They will not understand it. So there's a
Hmm.
limit in,
Yeah.
that transparency.
Heck
There's a
yeah, there is.
limit.
Heck yeah.
Hmm.
You got to be very careful because I want to share a
Yeah.
lot, but you just can't because you
Hmm.
got to keep, I need you to remain respectful to me for who I am. And if I become
Hmm.
too common, then it
Hmm.
just loses things, and it's not a healthy situation. I think comedians probably have a hard time to a degree because you see them as, oh, you're hee hee ha ha, you're a funny guy, you're a funny
Hmm.
girl. So I look at you as that, but then sometimes it's like, oh wait, are you being serious? Like, for it took me a
Hmm.
second to take Kevin Hart seriously because everything he does, he's always being funny. He's always making a joke out
Hmm.
of everything. But when he has his serious moments, I'm like, oh, that's funny. Wait, okay, I'm waiting for the joke. Oh, he's for real.
For
Oh,
real.
okay,
Yeah.
but it's like
Hmm.
you know him to be this, but then you
Hmm.
also understand you can respect him also for this
Hmm.
individual. You got to be able to know that you can separate the individuals from their title and who they are, from what they do and who they actually are too.
Yeah. And that's very important.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Hmm.
And that moves us into remaining character, where you don't get sidetracked and allow your emotions to overshadow that message, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Remain in character,
Hmm.
don't allow because you have to understand, authors, it's about your audience, it's not about you.
Sure. Sure.
You
Hmm.
know,
Sure.
always keep that in your mind. It's about
Hmm.
your audience,
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
those emotions that you're going through. You
Hmm.
have to just lay that aside. And this is a part of also getting up in the morning before you get in the presence of others. You get in the presence of God, and then you get in
Yeah.
that prayer and you talk to yourself.
Hmm.
Gertrude, you're gonna line up.
Yeah.
Tiffany, you're gonna line up. You're
Hmm.
talking to yourself
Yeah.
and you're getting yourself in
Hmm.
preparation for that day.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
design your day. This is
Hmm.
another thing, authors, that you can
That's
learn how to do.
cute.
Design
That
your day.
is
Yeah,
cute.
frame your day. You frame your day. You have to
Hmm.
frame your day. Okay, we
Hmm.
have dominion. We have to frame our day. We just
Hmm.
can't let anything come into our day. Okay,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
let
Uh-huh.
anything, and we
Yeah.
just act all emotional and different things. The
Hmm.
reason why things happen in our lives
Hmm.
in that state is because
Yeah.
we don't prepare for it. We don't frame our day.
Hmm. There go that
We
Gertrude
don't
nugget again.
decide how our day is going to be.
Hmm.
Each of us has the power to decide how
Hmm.
our day is going to be. So
Yeah.
always remain in character. Don't let
Hmm.
those outside things come to shift your inside, to make you
Hmm.
feel, some type of way, to make
Yeah.
you angry. Now you
Mhm.
sitting there, you at your computer, now you write with anger. Now you
Mhm.
over here, you boohooing, you sad. Okay?
Mhm.
Now you over here, you criticizing, you being judgmental.
Mhm. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
those negative things.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we came up, we was talking about using disadvantages as a tool,
Yeah.
changing negative situations into something
Mhm.
positive,
Yeah.
as you write your message, because
Mhm.
we hear so much negativity all the
We
time.
do. We
Okay,
do.
now why are we going to add to the negativity?
Mhm.
How is the audience going to see any hope for their lives?
Mhm.
And
If
now
you've
here
been
you
negative.
come. Okay, here you come. There's enough
Mhm.
negativity outside. Here you come, and you're going to use it from the inside. What you
Mhm.
going to write about?
Mm.
What's your purpose of writing that day? Get yourself straight.
Yeah.
Remain in character. Remain true to yourself.
Mhm. Mhm.
Remain in that place where you're not writing for yourself, but you're writing for your audience.
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
True.
there's some
True.
things you have to do.
Mhm.
There's some things
Mhm.
you have to do to prepare your day.
Heck yeah.
Frame
Heck
your
yeah.
day. Frame your
Mhm.
day. And when those
Mhm.
crazy thoughts come into your mind, when those outside things are trying to shift your thinking and shift your attitude and stuff like that, how,
Mhm.
Tiffany, how you get up in the morning? I'm not saying you, but listen,
Mhm.
how do you get up in the morning? You have an attitude. You just
Wow.
woke up,
Right. Right.
but you know
Right.
people like that, right?
It does happen that way. And I listen, you have to shift yourself. What did you do last night that caused you to wake up like that? What
Mhm.
was you listening to while you were sleeping that caused this little anger demon to come to infiltrate your being? Like, how does that happen? For me, it is so much easier for me to let go of a situation than for me to hold on to it. Because when there's some situation that has happened in this transition, I got to remember that and I got to hold on. I got to remember that feeling and I got to remember what happened. And then I'm going to start attaching that moment that it happened. And I'm just holding on to it. And after a little while,
Yeah.
after holding on and putting your hand like this, after a while, it hurts. It becomes uncomfortable because I'm holding hostage a particular feeling or something that's happened. Why do I want to hold on to it? Why am I going to continue? Now I'm putting myself in pain. You see, my veins are starting to come out
Yeah.
because I'm holding it because I don't want to let it go because I want to hold on to it. But why? If I talk to that individual or if I talk to or deal with whatever is bothering me, whatever
Mhm.
caused me to have that particular thing, the minute that I release that and I start saying that, my hand starts opening up and it
Yeah.
feels a whole lot better. Now I'm able to receive something from somebody, or I'm able to receive certain things that I say to myself because now I have my hands open. Now I'm able to receive what needs to come to me versus having this hatred, this bitterness, this anger, this
Mhm.
frustration. I don't want to wake up like that. This is a new mercy. This is a whole new day. This
Yeah.
is a new day. And I want to bring yesterday. Yesterday has its own problems. Tomorrow has its own issues.
Mhm.
Today is a new day. I want to embrace everything that today has for me, not what yesterday gave me.
True.
I want to do what today has for me. And I don't want to allow anybody to make me come out of my character as in my moral qualities. These are things that are distinctive. You know Tiffany to be a happy individual. You know Tiffany always smiling. She's always telling jokes. She's serious. You know what? If you want to be inspired in some type of way, go over there and talk to Tiffany. Oh man, well, you know what? She know the Lord for real. So, she might be able to put a prayer through. She's right next to Jesus herself. Not really. But like, certain
True.
things
But it's
that
true.
you're able to count on an individual. So if
True.
you know me to be this individual, and then you hear, oh man, I seen Tiffany out there on the corner and she was selling herself, or she got into a fight. Nah, that ain't
Mhm.
Tiffany. That's not her character. I don't know her to be that
Mhm.
individual.
Mhm.
You can't allow individuals to cause you to come out of the individual you know yourself to be, or the person that you want people to know
Yes.
you as, because you've grown. When I was a teenager, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. Now, now I'm adult. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's just in me. So when you grow,
That's all
things
right.
grow also. So I don't want you to keep me boxed in as being that particular individual. If I grew into that, my character can grow. I can grow
Yeah.
to be a different individual, but I'm still going to be this. For me, I am that positive individual. I had a girl I used to work with. She was always so angry and she was always so upset. She's good at what she did. I mean, amazing at what she did. However, her attitude was nasty and nobody liked going to her, to ask her for anything because of the individual, because she's always going to snap at you. She was just always going, ugh. So I'm like, hey, honey, this is what's not going to go on. So then it came to the point where they would start coming to me. Hey, Tiffany, go talk to her and tell her. I'm like, why y'all telling me to go do it? Why? Because you can handle her. Who says I can handle her? I didn't always want to do it, but I had on my life to deal with it because certain people just couldn't deal with it. However, I was grateful for that assignment. So me and her kept talking and we kept dealing with each other and we kept going on. We go to lunch together, we go hang out together, whatever. Eventually, now she's just a stern person. She just don't play. However, she just didn't want individuals to see her in a light. I mean, she had a lot of responsibilities. If you knew her backstory, you'd understand why she was the individual. But after a while, she kind of started to soften up. However, she still had that, don't play with me. I ain't the one to play with. But hey, how you doing? She became more pleasant to be around. She became more sweet. But she still had that I don't play. But we know her to be, that's her character. We know her to be, I'm not playing. Don't bother her. However, she grew to be another individual. So it's okay. Don't still see her as that mean, angry Black woman. To be another individual. So that individual she is now, embrace that now. Don't let that old thing, let her be who she is now. And we have to not allow people to pull us back into the old place that we were. Remain where you're at, where you have gone to.
And that's so true,
I quit.
And that's true. Jesus said, well, there's no way I'm holding on to people who take me there. Let me say, take me there.
Don't hold on to them.
No, don't hold on to them.
Don't.
We talked about that. We talked about, being able to cut things off, people, places, and situations, those things, because where we are all going is you can't take any weight with you. Cut off that weight, lay aside every weight.
Every weight.
Okay. Every weight, and that's another thing. Lay aside every weight. When you truly know who you are, authors, when you truly know who you are and the power that you have inside of you, you're not going to let anything stop you.
You won't.
And you're going to, all those voices that are talking to you, sometimes you have to, just calm those voices and listen to what's in your heart. Not sometimes, all the time. Calm those voices. There's many voices speaking out there. Somebody saying do this. Somebody saying do that. But who you are as a person, whose voice are you listening to?
Whose voice?
There's a voice that's coming outside of your heart that lines up with who you are.
Yeah.
Your purpose, the plans in your life. Whose voice are you listening to?
Whose voice are you listening to?
Yeah. And that's the bottom line, because everybody has a purpose. There's a plan for each of our lives.
Sure.
Okay. And we have a purpose. And that voice that comes out of our hearts, that's radiating out of our heart, that we didn't allow those negative seeds to come into our ears, to put it down, to plant into our hearts. And now we're acting off of that instead of acting off who we truly are. And who we are, our true identity. Okay,
our true self.
Tiffany, that makes a big difference.
It's the true self.
Yeah, your true self. Remain in character. Line up with your true self. Okay, when you line up with your true self, it ain't no problem cutting off people, places, and things. No problem whatsoever. I cut it off in a minute, in a heartbeat.
No worries, no problems, no concerns. Hey, I'm cutting you off.
Cut you off.
Mhm.
Could
Straight
still
up.
listen to, I mean, could still be in conversation with you, and
Mhm.
don't listen to a thing you're saying.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hearing's one thing and listening
Mhm.
something else, ain't it?
It's two totally different things. They
Yeah.
sound the same, but they're two totally different things.
Yeah. And look at this. And flows right into it, right? As we, wrapping up, teach people how to treat you. You
Yes.
have to teach people how to treat you.
Mhm.
People can't come to me any kind of way. Can they come
Mhm.
to you any kind of way, Tiffany? They can't come to me any kind of
Absolutely
way.
not.
I don't even
Mm-mm.
have to say it. They don't
Mm-mm.
even approach me.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
People approach me in a certain way, whether they know
Mhm.
me or not.
Right. Mhm. That's what you give off.
It's
But
what
the
you give
catch is
off.
you probably taught yourself how to teach you,
Mm-hmm.
as in you learned what you needed for yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
because you learned that, hey, I need this type of attention, I need to invest this into me, so that therefore you're not looking for, hey, I need love, hey, I need attention, I need
Mm-hmm.
affection. Will you give me this? And will you get your hands aren't out looking for it to come from
Mm-hmm.
somebody else, because you fed that to yourself. You gave your own self the
Mm-hmm.
attention. You know what you need.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy for you to
That's
teach
true.
people how to treat you because you know
Mm-hmm.
what you need. You learn that first.
Yeah,
I need you to make sure anybody that comes in my house,
that's true.
don't come in my house with bare feet. I don't like bare feet. I don't like the sound. I got a tile floor. I don't like the way bare feet sound.
Mm.
I promise you it does. It's like chalk on the wall, or the fingers on the chalkboard. It
Yes.
aggravates my whole spirit. However, you wouldn't know that just coming into my house. So I have to teach you the ways of what you're going to do in my house.
Mm-hmm.
As for me and my house, when you come in here, put some socks on or keep your shoes on, because I don't like that. That's what the feet sound
Yes.
like on the floor. But I have to teach you that because
Mm-hmm.
that's how I want to have happen in my house. But these are the things
Mm-hmm.
I know what I like. So this is what I'm expecting from others.
And that's
So
true. That's true.
mhm.
You have to teach people how to treat you, and
You got to.
you got
You
to,
have to.
because
Mhm.
they'll step over those boundaries,
Yeah.
you know. And it's not
Yeah.
that you say it, okay,
Mhm.
but you're so in tune with who you are.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
so in tune with who you are,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
something that you're portraying, that it teaches people
Yeah.
how to treat
It
you.
does.
People
Mhm.
don't treat you any
Absolutely.
kind of way.
Mhm. They
Mhm.
won't. They won't do it. Because I wake up in the morning and you ask that, or you were like, do you allow people to treat you? No, I don't. But one thing
Mhm.
I do also, for me to learn me, there were certain things I know I needed to hear. I know my love
Mhm.
languages. So I will wake up and talk to myself in the morning, because I do
Mhm.
do that. But
Mhm.
now I like who I see. Because there was a time that I would look in the mirror and I didn't like her. I didn't like what I looked like. I didn't like she. And so
Yep.
as I
You
grew up,
got them.
I can hear and now I won't lie. This sounds a little arrogant, but this is my truth. I hear all the time how pretty I am. I hear all the time how
Mhm.
beautiful, and it's not just from guys, it's from females as well. I'll hear that
Mhm.
in a minute. But what you see isn't what I saw. So I
Yeah.
didn't see that pretty individual. I didn't see that girl with a pretty smile. I didn't see
Mhm.
that. So
Yeah.
it's like I didn't know her. So, but now when I wake up in the morning, I do see a pretty individual. I don't care if she got crust in her eyes or not. I see this beautiful individual and I'm saying,
Mhm.
good morning, me. I tell me
Yeah.
I love me all of the time. I don't need somebody else to tell me they love me. Now, I appreciate hearing it, but even if
Yeah.
I hear it, I know I love me.
But you
I would
know
look
it.
at myself.
Yeah.
I know it. I look at myself and high five. Girl, it's going to be a good day today. I see me, but it's
Yeah.
because I see me telling me what's going on. I'm looking at me commanding my day. I'm looking at
Oh
me saying,
yeah.
I love you. So I can see me saying, I love you. I see me saying, you're beautiful. You're going to make this day prosperous. We are commanding our day. I'm telling me what to do. So that's why I look in the mirror to see it, because I can see myself saying to me, it's going to be okay.
And that's so
It's
important, right? You have to come in agreement with yourself. A
You
house
have
divided against itself
I
cannot
ain't
stand,
following. I'm
right?
not.
Okay, so you have to come in agreement with yourself.
You
That's
have
the
to.
first step. Yep.
Yes.
Come into
So
agreement.
listen,
But
and when
yeah.
you start coming into agreement, people start understanding how they're going to deal with you because they
Mhm.
see you're just not going to tolerate that. These are just certain
Mhm.
things I know when I approach her, I have to come correct. I
Yeah.
have to come at a certain standard when I speak to
Mhm.
her because these are things that you believe. All right, I know I'm this individual. Talk to me that way if you want to. Oh, really? That's what we do? But there's just certain ways,
Yeah.
you'll watch a person's demeanor. For me, if I go into a
Oh.
room, I'm paying attention. I'm watching the room. I'm watching the crowd. So I
Mhm.
know how to talk to that individual because I'm not going to
Mhm.
just talk to you and just say, hey, my personality may not work when I first approach you, as in, hey, girl, what's going on? Hey,
Mhm.
girl, what's going on? Who you talking to like that? Now, I don't mean any harm by it.
Mhm. Mhm.
However, if I paid attention to you, I know that I might say, good morning. How are you this morning? It doesn't mean
Mhm.
that that's not me, but that's just meaning that I want to make sure I relate to you. I'm still going to be the
Yeah.
personable person, but I need to make
It's
sure, but
true.
I paid attention to you. I watched you. So
Yeah,
I know
it's
how
true
to.
though.
I know how to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so true. It's
Yeah.
so true. But for the good people, we wrapping up. But
Uh-huh.
don't forget to um check out our show for the rest of the week and also
We're
next week.
still here.
We
Mhm.
still here. We
We're
still
still
here
here.
working in the background. Okay. There's some things that we can't do on camera. We have to
Mhm.
work in the background, to finish setting up things for this upcoming year,
Mhm.
because I began setting my goals back in September, okay?
Yeah.
And just
Mhm.
tweaking some things.
Mhm.
So, and I know
Mhm.
you're doing the same thing,
Oh,
Tiffany.
I do.
So,
Yeah.
there's so much that, we learn and as each day is going, and we still doing things. So don't
Yeah.
forget to, get on our calendars and schedule some time with us and different
Mhm.
things, because we have some awesome things that are
Yeah.
coming up, at
Yeah.
the top of the new year,
Mhm.
some awesome things.
Yeah.
And I know they want to hear about it. And you'll be seeing these things. We'll be, telling you more and more, but we wrapping up some things right now to get
Uh-huh.
ready for 2022. So don't
And
forget to share this broadcast out, with your friends and, your family, whoever it may be. And don't
Mhm.
forget to tune in, tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday and Friday.
Mhm.
We even here on Christmas Eve. Okay,
Uh-huh.
there'll be live. It won't be a live show, but it'll
Right.
be a tape show. All
Mhm. We're
every
still here.
yeah, every weekday is a tape show.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and everything. So you won't miss anything. Go back and watch those videos that maybe you have missed in the
Yeah.
past. But
Yeah.
with that being said, we'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas, and we'll be here for before the New Year's. But we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and
Merry
take
Christmas.
time out of your busy day, your schedule, to enjoy it with your family and your friends. That's part of self care.
Yes.
Okay, use
Mhm.
balance.
Mhm.
Okay, use
Yeah.
balance. Be balanced, people. Don't be
Yeah.
stressed out. Don't
Mhm.
be stressed out. Enjoy
Mhm.
your family. Enjoy
Yeah.
your friends. We know
Yeah.
that many difficult things happened this year. So don't
Yes.
forget to enjoy those positive relationships, those precious relationships with
Yeah.
your family and your friends, because
Yes.
tomorrow's not promised anybody.
It's not.
Not
It's not.
promised anybody.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, with that being said, from Tiffany and I,
Yes.
remember, this is your time. This is your season. This is your
It's
turning
your
point.
turning
See
point.
you the next time.
Grace and peace, y'all.